Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a rolling start here. Hi everybody, Jim from County Corvette. I have today a really great car. It's a 67, 350 horse, 327 convertible. It's a real black car, real white top, real white wall, and it's an original numbers matching engine, not a restamp. Original transmission, original rear, and original chassis. It also has its original tank sticker, which I personally removed. You can see it in the photos here. I actually cut the tank because it was really not a beautifully preserved situation there, and it just was not going to come apart that way or come off, you know, like some of them do. Very, very rarely do they come off in one piece because the paper consists of something between toilet paper and writing paper. So it's thin stuff. It was designed to get down the assembly line, not to be intact, you know, 56, 57 years into the game here. At any rate, this is a 56,000 mile car. It was a local car. Somebody had started the restoration, meaning generally they had taken the car apart to some extent, basically removing the trim and that type of thing. But it's a beautiful unhit body, and just car had a lot of original integrity to it. Yes, it was a complete body off restoration that we did, and that's what we do here. And everything was addressed on the car. We rebuilt the engine properly, and that's all documented. Rebuilt the transmission properly. Replaced a couple, you know, moving parts in there. I think a slider. I'll have to go back and look at it. All these receipts are available. Rebuilt the rear differential and trailing arms. It's just not what we call liquid rebuild, you know, where some things are taken apart, cleaned up, cast blast, put back together. Now this thing was properly remanufactured. So this is a true body off restoration on this car. And it's a real black car, like I said. It's an original trim tag, nothing, you know, not a reproduction trim tag. It's a genuine GM trim tag. So you've got, you know, a complete numbers matching car here in terms of the big parts. Now, when we restored it, I had a set of leather seat covers that I put in the car because I just think they're more comfortable. The car could be judged NCRS. We did all the door jambs and the hood, you know, ledge and all that stuff. It is a correct Al-Nock reproduction top. All the glass is matching. It is a reproduction windshield, but everything's dated correctly. All the side glass and the vent windows are original. The car has a lot of original integrity to it. They are bias ply tires, reproduction. So as it sits here, this car is probably in the 96 NCRS range. But the seat covers would be a hit. I'd like to see the car go to somebody who's going to enjoy it and drive it, but you know, we could easily make it a high-scoring NCRS car. So there's a lot of options there. But to find a black 67, a real black car with this original integrity, with paperwork, with its original engine, not a restamp and chassis and all that, you'd have to pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 just for a car that needed that, and then a restoration, you know, 1,000 hours at whatever labor rate your shop is. We're in the 150 range, so do the math. We're not asking that much for this car, but that's what it would take to duplicate it. This car's done, turnkey, ready to buy today. So there's something to be said for that, and you know, it's just a lot of value. The small block cars are premium, but you get a black one, which is the rarest color, and all this authenticity, and you got yourself a really, really great car. So could be driven, could be shown, put into a collection, you know, whatever. But we've done our part to make it mechanically right and, you know, cosmetically really nice. So that said, you know, I'm going to drive the car. I've already driven it. Like I said, we did the restoration here, and we've sorted the car. It runs as it should. I've got good gas in it, nice full advance on the timing. So this, you know, it's a really good run in 350 horse, as they were. A lot of these cars are a little detuned now, but this has, you know, correct pistons in it. It was bored, and just a really great car. So we're going to take it out and show you what it can do, but we have a lot of pictures here, and again, all the restoration documentation, receipts, and all that. So it's a blue chip car. You really can't do much better than it. All right, so let's take this thing out. All right, we're going to let this thing warm up a little bit. Just going around the interior of this car, it's got reproduction door panels. As I mentioned, the seat covers are leather. The dash pads in the dash are untouched original. We rebuilt the gauge cluster, but the mileage was left original, 56,640. New glove box door, just the little things that make all the difference. But, overall, it was a nice original interior. It actually had original seat covers, original door panels, and original carpets, but I would not have even used them for a Survivor type car. They were pretty beat. Not horrible, but just not presentable enough. The seats, there were some tears in the seat covers. And it's hard to say what the storage was on the car, but I'm not so sure it always spent its life indoors, thus the wear and tear. But the dash pads have no cracks, so it's really hard to say. This thing drives well with the tires that are on it. They're reproduction bias plies, so it's going to wander and pick up some of the road imperfections more than a radial tire. For those of you who've never driven on them, it's not the best situation, but that's how they were delivered, and it has the right look. This thing runs nice, I'll say that. 350s are really good running engines. They just have a very specific sound and feel. And this one has it. But the 350 horse had a little bit higher compression, close to 11 to 1. So you have to run good gas in it. And a lot of guys detune them and they just don't run the same. It's a great cam profile. This is a stock grind cam. Now this car doesn't have a ton of power options. It's not a power steering, not a power brake. Me personally, I've never felt that I needed it. So, not on a small block car. I don't feel that this car is going to be used for high performance driving anyway, so not really necessary. It's really a sharp looking car though too. It really does get a lot of attention. One of the most desirable combinations, black. And oddly, the rarest color in 67, black. As you can see, the clock has the correct movement in it. But there's it's all new parts in the engine compartment. Radiator, all dated correct. All right, I'm gonna Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a rolling start here. Jesus. All right, runs great, but you know, I don't like the way the tires feel on these old cars. I'm just not going to do anything that's dangerous, but this thing runs its ass off. It was pulling real strong, but it's squirrely, and I'm not taking any chances. It felt like it was spinning a little bit too, and but boy, it sure runs nice, no question about it. And there's no pinging or anything. I know we had a lot of advance on it. You know, these things need to run a certain way, and it annoys me when they don't. The 350 is a damn good running car. They'll pull almost like a big block, just without that weight that you can really feel. That extra weight of a big block and a bigger radiator and all that stuff. But we're gonna, you know, put a few more miles on this thing. We've debugged it, but it really runs well. I'm real happy with it. The next owner is going to be happy with it. You can buy it with, you know, the assurance that it's been restored correctly. And I can tell you, I get a lot of cars in that were restored, and they're not dialed in. They're not driven. Stuff's not rebuilt right. And this one is. Transmission's right. Everything's right in this car. So if you're gonna drive it like I just drove it, put a set of radials on it, and there's probably less a chance of getting killed. I don't mean that. I don't want any bad mojo for anybody. But I do, you know, listen, I run these cars as they should be run, but you know, everybody's got to be safe in the process. And original bias ply tires are bad. The reproductions are no better. And in this day and age, it's just really not something you want to drive aggressively on the road. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. This is a great little car, and I hope the next person appreciates it and takes good care of it. All right, so thanks for watching, and let us know if we can help you.